Our next question is from Elizabeth, who says, we are unexpectedly requiring children and staff to have a negative PCR result to return from winter break. 95% of parents welcome this, but the 5% are crazy upset about this. One is threatening to bring his kids on Monday with no test at all. Not expecting an answer, but looking for some solidarity.
I don't know if this is a right answer. I will tell you what came up for me as a former teacher, as a former regional leader, was honestly just the concept of like the no nonsense nurturer. It's just and I know you're talking about an adult, and sometimes adults respond differently than the idea when we think about that phrase with kids. But again, I'll just like what came up for me was just as it relates to kids, like I just love you too much to let you be in a situation that could be unsafe. Or right, I thought in the way of behavior management, like I care about you too much to let you act that way is sort of the thought process behind that phrase as it relates to classroom culture and behavior management. And that's just what it comes down to. It's we care about our communities too much to give up trying to be the safest we can be. That has always been our goal before the pandemic. And we know for so many kids, they are safest in their they feel safest, and sometimes are safest in their day-to-day at schools. That has always been our job, to maintain that and have that environment for kids. And it's so much harder now, but it's just another way we're doing that. And so we care about our community too much to lower our standards. And so if you messaged out clearly 100% and there was no exception, then that's what it is. And so again, we work with a lot of schools who sometimes realize like, oh, what do we feel comfortable having an exception for? I'm not saying you should do that, right? But maybe you want to. Or did we message something clearly? A self-reflection of the messaging that went out. We want to always make sure that we're setting really clear messages and expectations and giving people enough time to comply with it. And if we fully met them halfway, the expectation is they're expected to do the other 50%. So if there is a piece about, are 5% of them really mad because they were just confused or never got the communication about it? If you want strategies about how to make sure everyone's getting communications. And again, I don't know if that's where this comment is coming from. It's just kind of the pieces I think about. We're always happy to help from a strategic level, making sure schools are meeting that they leaned in the 50% way. But the 5% upset parents, I think we still have hundreds of people on this call. I'm sure everybody understands that feeling. And kudos to you for drawing the line in the sand and holding to it, because you care about your kids and staff too much to lower that bar.